Okay, this is the continuation of developing the MAXTube part. Um, in the first two videos, we set up the generic part with the parameters, and in the second video, we converted this into an iPart. And one of the things we did is we did it with just the simple profile of the tube. There's a set of family of tubes that have a corner web reinforcement, and I thought for simplicity we would leave that out. But I think we're in this video we're going to try and add to the part so that we can incorporate the entire family of MAXTube parts. We won't be doing we will be incorporating, like we did, the grid pattern. We won't be doing the max pattern because our group doesn't use it, or at least hasn't so far, so I'm not going to put the time in to do that. But as we went through, we had this set of configurations of the MAXTube, the 1.5 by 1.5 with grid, the 1x1s. But we didn't do the 2x1 light, and we didn't do the 2x1 with regular 2x1, actually, where you have this thicker webbing, right? You have one with the thinner web here, and then one with the thicker side edge. And in the 2x2, it's thicker side edge, top and bottom. So we're going to try and incorporate those. Okay. So we're going to go to the part we left off in the second video, which is where we created an iPart. I'm just going to delete the iPart, and then we're going to go from there. So we're going to delete that. And then what kind of inspired me to do this extra video, because I wasn't planning on it, is that I was listening to another YouTube of a guy doing AutoDesk Inventor, and he said, don't, it's just a general rule, don't make your sketches, don't make them too complicated. Try and just add features. You don't need this all-encompassing sketch. You can do one sketch and then you can add to it. And so when I originally envisioned, what I was going to do in this series, I was thinking, okay, I've got to add this web in the extrusion of the part, right? This sketch needed the web, and I didn't want to take that much time to do the corner web. But what we can do is just add another sketch onto this surface and incorporate that web. And then just like the other features, we can turn those that web will be a feature which we can suppress or unsuppress and create iPart instances doing that. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start off with a sketch, and we're going to select again the original plane or the original profile that we had generated. And one of the things we need to look at is what the geometry of that is. So here it wasn't specified out, but when I downloaded the part, the web has a set of radiuses, 0.027 inch radiuses here, here, and here. This is actually a radius here. And then the distance between center to center, top and side, is 0.173. So we're gonna do that. Then the thickness is also 1 millimeter through the webbing. So we're going to use that to make the sketch. Okay, so here we have the sketch. We are going to add our project geometry, and we're going to project our planes, but we're also going to project these inside curves, so that edge and that edge. And that's all we're going to do for that. To start off, what I'll do is I will just construct a line from this center point, or from this corner point down, and I'm going to make it coincident with the plane here that I just projected. Okay, and I'm going to make this a construction line. I'm also going to dimension it from here to here as 45 degrees. Bisecting basically this 90-degree angle, because this is going to be symmetric, right? That the corner edge is symmetric. Okay, I'm also going to add a line over here, horizontal, and hit OK. Oops, did I get a line? Okay, I'm going to make that construction. I think I did it twice. Let me see. Let's delete that. No? Okay. Let's do it again. Why is this acting weird? Let's do the vertical line first. So we're going to do a vertical line. Hit OK. This is really weird. Just a regular line. Okay. Okay. Don't know what I was doing wrong there. We're going to make it construction. Okay, we're going to add another line horizontally. Oh, I wasn't clicking. Then, okay. We're going to make this construction also. Boy, I'm really kind of doing something. we're going to dimension these lines. And what was that I had said? So the radius is 0.027. So this distance to the line is 0.027. So the dimension from here to here is 0.027. Okay. And that is the same distance as this. So I'm just going to click on that and make those the same. There. And because this is a 45-degree angle, these all, visually these should, be the coalesce on the exact same point. Now, this end point here is going to be 0.027 plus 0.173. Okay, so from this edge to here is 0.027 plus 0.173. That's 0.2, if I do the math correctly. We'll let, so we're going to dimension, and we're going to pick that point, and we're going to pick that line, which we projected. And that is going to be equal to 0.027 shift plus 0.173, and we'll hit OK. It's 0.2. I'm so smart. And the same thing for this point. To here, that's going to be this distance. Okay, so now we have where our radiuses are. The radius will go from here all the way over to here. And so we can create an arc. And let's zoom in so and the radius is going to, or the center point is going to start there. It's going to be tangent on this line, and I'm just going to make it go 180 degrees. And then hit OK. Okay. Go over here, do the same thing. Again, tangent on this line, projected line. Do 180. And hit OK. Okay, and now the radius, so that's the inside, and we're going to have an arc from here to here. So we're going to have an arc that starts at the center, and it goes on a tangent to this. Okay, so there we see it's tangent, and now it comes over to here, and we're going to have it there. Now we'll clean these up a little. So we'll go to trim, and we're going to trim that. And this one has a little bit too, so we're going to make sure that we don't want, we'll trim it there. Okay. So now these don't have any overlap, right? And then we'll go up here, do the same, we'll trim this, and there is a little piece, we're going to extend that. extend. There, we'll extend that. Okay, good. Okay. Now we will make these tangent. Okay, so we're going to make this tangent to this. Okay, and then we're going to go up here. We're going to make this tangent to this. So it's going to be a smooth transition, right? And hit OK. And we know this radius is basically this value here. So we can dimension this. This radius here is going to be this value. And now that whole structure is constrained, right? And this value should be this item. That's a line. I want to make this. Oh, that's fine. Okay. I want to make this line construction. Okay. And now we need the outside. So we're going to add a line from this projected line of our, and it's going to go straight down. And there. We'll hit OK. We'll make another one horizontal. We're going to move it down here so we don't get the dimension. And okay. I'm going to drag this dimension over here. And now we're going to dimension from this line tangent to this radius, and this value is going to be 1 millimeter. Okay. And this distance from here, tangent, right? We get that tangent symbol, is going to be the same. So I'm just going to make it the same. There. Okay. Now, the last line I think we should make is from this point, and it starts here, and it goes, it basically goes to this point. So we want it to end there. Okay. And we're going to go and we're going to extend that line. So we're going to hit OK. And we're going to extend this line, which went too far. So we're going to split it at that point. Oh, we're not going to split it. We're going to trim it. Okay. So we split it. So now I'll hit OK. This should be a separate line. We can delete it. And this point is, oh, they don't go. So we're going to constrain this point to that point. Okay. This one should already be. Yep. Okay, now the last dimension we should need is this to here. Okay, and so it kind of changes again. You see it changes to, you know, it's kind of two circumferences, right? And we can bring that out here. And again, that's going to be this 1 millimeter value here. And hit OK. Okay. So there we go. Now it says we still have 2 dimensions needed. Not sure everything seems to show up good. So yeah, I'm going to go with it. So there we have that, and we are going to finish this. Okay. So now we're going to add, we have our sketch, and we're going to extrude that sketch. And it's, again, looking for a profile. So this is the profile. We're going to flip the direction. It is going to be to a surface. Right? And we're going to select that face. And make sure it's join. We don't want a new part, right? And we're going to hit OK. Okay, now we're going to come back. Okay, and there's our little corner web. Now, just like in the sketch menu, you have this pattern menu. So we can pattern this outside of the sketch, right? We can pattern this feature. We're just going to rename this feature to corner web. There we go. And we're going to mirror it. Okay. So I had the feature selected, so that's already. The mirror plane is going to be the XY plane, right? So we're going to mirror it that way. I wonder if we can do 2 planes at once. Nope. So we're going to mirror it that way. And well, maybe we can do another mirror plane. Let's see, features. No, I don't think we can. Right? Yeah. Okay. So there is an extension, optimize creation identical. Don't know. So there we go, and we hit OK. And so now we have our mirror. And then we're going to mirror again. And we're going to select both of those. And notice by me selecting the mirrored one, it automatically selects both. Right? And this time we're going to choose the XZ plane because we created this with the center, you know, of the origin, right? Centered above the origin. So we can use this part's origin and planes to do that. And we're going to hit OK. And there's our web. And we are going to rename that. We'll call it Web Mirror 1. And Web Mirror 2. So we know what they are. Now, we also have that thickened web, right? We have the thickened part. So we can do that also, so that we can get this thickened, right? We have the lightweight version, and then we have the thickened vertical wall. So what you notice here is I have the webs here, and they don't interfere with the holes. You'll see when we start adding these thickened walls, now our definition of the holes is going to get a little messed up, and we're going to, it's a good opportunity to show how we can correct that. So let's do that. So again, we're going to start again, and we're going to select a sketch plane, and now it's going to be this original face, and we are going to start off with projecting geometry. We're going to select the X, Y, the YZ, and the XZ plane. We're going to do this vertical web, so we're going to get this, this, and this as construction geometry. We're going to hit OK. Okay. And then we are just going to add a line from this point down to that point. And hit OK. And you notice that that line is fully constrained because it's on existing projected geometry. So we're done. And we could, maybe I will. When I first did it, I mirrored this, right? But maybe I'll just generate both of them so that I don't have kind of mirrors sitting up here. No, I'll do it here. Okay. So now I can extrude that, and I select that profile, and I go 2, and it is joining, right? So I come down here, and I let it highlight that, and I hit OK. Go back. And there's my thickened platform, right? And then I will name this wall. And someone seems to be wanting to get a hold of me, which is not appropriate right now. So let me then mirror this. So I'm going to mirror that wall thicken feature, and I'm going to mirror it again about the original XY plane or YZ plane. Hit OK, and there we have thickened walls. And instead of thick wall, maybe I'll do THCK. Shorten this up a little. And I will add vertical wall. Okay. Copy. And then cancel that. I don't want to edit it. Mirror vertical wall thick. There we go. And I'm not going to do it in the video, but you can do the same thing for the top, right? When you make the 2x2, the top will be the same thing, right? Now what you notice here is that these holes don't go through this, right? And if you look, right, we have our order of operations here, right? We have our original extrusion, we have our top holes, our mid holes, our lower holes, and then we start adding these corners. Now the corners are you know, outside of where the holes geometrically, right? They don't interfere with the holes, but this web thickened side member does. But these are defined before these, so it's like order of operations, right? If you created this thin tube and then drilled these holes and then poured or took a sheet of aluminum and slid it in and glued it in, well, those holes were already drilled, right? So you want to drill these holes after you add this thickened piece, right? What you can do is you can just grab these, right? One of the things when people talk about if you get a new part, examining the part, here you can grab the end of the part and you can move it and just keep going down and seeing how this part was built, right? And then you move to the end, and that's the completed part. But you can also just take a feature and drag it down. Okay, I'm going to try and drag, I'm going to grab all three of these, and I am going to drag those to the end. And it's giving me some issues, and it's saying something in the sketch it doesn't like, but I'm going to accept it anyways. Okay, so I've got some errors. It actually did the holes, but it's going to complain, and every time you do something it's going to complain. So we're going to edit this sketch, and let's edit the sketch and see. Okay, so we have the sketch pattern, and I am going to delete that. And it left the points, which is weird to me. I'm going to grab all the points and I'm going to delete them. Okay, and we're going to focus on this area. And I'm going to redefine this. I'm going to go from, I'm going to project, because I didn't project anything here for this. So I'm actually I'll probably just delete everything. So let's go back. Let's grab these and delete them. This line and delete it. Okay. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to project this line and I'm going to project that line. Okay. I'm going to hit OK. And I am going to add a point here. And I'm just going to stick it there. Hit OK. And then we'll just dimension it. We'll dimension it to this projected line. It is 0.5. And we're going to project it from the middle point. Okay. So we're going to project from here. And we're going to make sure we get the middle point. And we're going to let it sit there and make sure it says middle point of the sketch. Okay. And that's going to be actually 0.52. Right? Just make those the same. There. Okay. Now we're going to again use rectangle. And I'm doing this in the sketch. Again, I could do one and I could go outside the sketch and project it. I think this is okay. So rectangle, and the geometry is the point. The direction, I am going to use this this line. I'm going to flip it, and it's 1 inch, so it starts here, goes 1 inch. So that's ½ inch and ½ inch, so that's right. Direction 2 is going to be this projected line, and this is going to be a ½ inch. And I think it was 93 we were using. Right, let's move over. Yep, 93. We're going to hit OK. And then it's fully constrained. We're going to hit Finish. And lower hole could not build this hole. Looks like it built it, but we're going to accept that. We're going to go here and we're going to edit the feature. And then we're going to select the points. Okay, so we're just going to grab the whole thing, right? 186 points on that. And it kept the same surface, right? It's that far surface, so we'll hit OK. And now we don't have any, we don't have any issues, right? And we can, we could go here and we can take our verify wall, right, and our mirror, so we can suppress those, right? And we could go into manage parameters, go to bottom, and instead of 2, we could put in 1. 1 inch. and done, and then suppress the upper holes. There. And so now we have our 1 inch by 1 inch, right? So we could regenerate a more complicated, it is more complicated, but it is also a more versatile eye part, right? That has these web thickened sides, it has holes, no holes, it has 2 by 1, 2 by 2, half by half, right? No corner reinforcements. So that's kind of the last video we're going to do on that. I'm not going to show the generation of the eye part. I did that in the second video. All the same things apply. It's just the matrix is going to be a little bit bigger, right? You have more features that you're going to suppress and unsuppress for different configurations, right? I appreciate your attention. Thanks very much.